idea of money. Why is it such a big deal? Well, like Linda said, and like Lynn Twist said, and like Eric Butterworth says, and like all of the prosperity gurus teach us, yes, money's a big deal because it takes money in our culture to basically get through. If we don't have money, things are not going to look quite the same for us as if we do have money. But that's not really what it's all about, because we're talking about this idea of a prosperous heart, prosperity. And you know what? Prosperity doesn't have anything to do with money. Now, am I negating the need for money? Of course not. I need money. When I look at my own situation, I am usually staggering at what it takes to get through the month for my household and my family. It's pretty amazing. And I'm sure that's the same for you. Yes? I see lots of heads going, yeah? Yeah? So we do what we need to do to get those symbols of money that help us pay the rent, pay the utilities, put gas in the car, put food on the table, pay the legal fees. That's my big thing right now. My daughter's involved in a very messy divorce. These things, every month I'm going, where am I going to get another $10,000 for this attorney? Every month since March. Well, this is what I want to tell you. Years and years and years ago, when we started Common Ground, we consulted with an expert, and she told us, after working with our numbers, our numerology, she said, you two are very unique because you know how to manifest through the ethers.
Oh, yeah.
And at the time I'm going, what the heck does that mean? What does that mean? How do you manifest through the ethers? And it's exactly what Glenda is talking about. Yes, it takes money to pay the rent. Yes, it takes money to keep the lights on. But you know what? It takes something else. Do you know, and you probably do if you're real connected in this spiritual community work. There's lots of spiritual communities out there. Do you know that a very large number of spiritual communities right now are folding? They don't have enough money to continue. They're selling their buildings, they're locking their doors, they're going bankrupt, they're begging for money to keep themselves going. Do you realize that? If you've been around Common Ground very long, you know we very rarely ask for money. Is that the truth? We don't talk a lot about money here. Not with respect to Common Ground itself. We don't require tithing. We don't have money as one of our components of our covenant with Common Ground. We talk about consciousness. We talk about consciousness. And consciousness is the thing that has propelled this community. It is the thing that I believe propels whatever's going on in my personal life, propels all of our lives. It's this consciousness. Because you know what? How we do money is probably how we do our lives. Think about that. If we're going through life stingy, we're probably not just stingy in one area of our life. If we're going through life feeling lack, we're probably feeling lack in lots of areas of our life. Not enough love, not enough worthiness, not enough, not enough, not enough. If we're feeling these things, our relationship that we have with money, this crazy thing, is probably the way we are relating to our entire life experience. Because you know what? Money, well, really, what is money? What is it?
Paper.
Thank you. It is paper. It's paper. And in some cultures, it's a pig. Now, this is not an invitation for you to give us a pig. What is money really? It's a symbol. It's a tangible symbol of some sort of an exchange that we have with each other, right? It could be a bead. It could be a shell. It could be, I love it. The jihadist, the guy that's got the caliphate over there in Iraq, Syria, and all that stuff, he's downplaying the Western way of life, right? Our abundance. Yet there he is in an image wearing the most expensive Rolex you can buy. What a paradox we have with money. We put it down, we don't want it, we don't want to talk about it over here, And then at the same time, we like what it provides us. Yes? Yes, it's absolutely the truth. So it's just a tangible symbol of our exchange with each other. And what it really is it's this energy that Glenda talked about, this flow of the universe that is permeated with our ideas, with our beliefs, with our cultural conditioning. That's what it really is. It's about, we get to choose if our relationship with money is a blessing or a curse. There are some days when I think it feels just like a curse. It feels tough. And then I step back and I remember who I am. I remember what the whole universe is about. And I remember that somehow, some way, there is this energy of the divine that is going to come forth, like Myrtle Fillmore says, and support the whole thing. And I know that for all of us. And it's this idea that there's not going to be enough, or that we're going to run out in our personal lives, as a culture, as a community, as a movement, that we don't have enough, that gets in our way of creating I remember one of those creative ideas that Glenda and I came up with when we were trying to figure out how to pay that huge rent bill over there, and we did bail for 2 years. Yeah. We became bail agents and did bail for 2 years to support Common Ground and our personal needs. That was a creative idea, a creative flow. See, when we start saying no, Glenda said, you don't think this could possibly be a solution, do you? We couldn't possibly think about doing bail, could we? And I said, well, why not? Why not? When we start saying no to the universe, we cut off the avenue for the flow of our good, you see. And so this is what my big thing is. Our relationship with money is a metaphor for the way we live our lives. So if you're feeling pinched, if you're feeling like you don't have enough, you need to look at your whole experience with life in general, because we are called to be a conscious conduit of whatever that energy is. Whatever that energy is. And it's not just about this tangible paper. It's not about that. It's about who we are. We have to move from this idea of it's all about what I have to it's all about who I am. It's not about what I have in the world. I have an ex-husband that has a whole lot. A whole lot. And I'm sure he never asks himself, well, who am I within this millionaire status? See, we have to figure out it's not what we have. It's who we are in the process. And this relationship, it's our responsibility. I remember we were at another spiritual community, and I remember there was a conflict between two of the ministers. One was a resident minister and one was a husband of a resident minister. And the minister was talking about money, and she's going, oh, the windows of heaven will open up and pour down upon you, and you will be blessed with, And the other minister got up and says, no, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. The windows of heaven do not open up and pour down upon you. I like this. There is no supply up there that's going to meet your down here needs. That's what Eric Butterworth says. And that's essentially what the other minister said. The idea is what Glenda was saying. There is this all-pervasive energy of the divine, energy of abundance, energy of creative ideas, energy of just saying yes to life that's beyond all the pinchedness. And that doesn't have anything to do with the windows of heaven pouring money, showering us with money. It has nothing to do with that. Showering us with blessings, because we are the blessing. The blessing is birthed through us. We're called to be that blessing in the world. We're the activity of the energy that God is expressing. It's our responsibility to let ourselves shine through into the world. It's that that's the prosperity. It's that that's the prosperity. Now, do some of us have more money than others? You bet. Do some of us have more tangible, symbols of that? You bet. Are some of us in need? You bet. You bet. And our sense of well-being within that, our sense of freedom within that, our sense of participating in the energy of the universe within that, whether it's a lot or a little, that's what is really important That's what's important. So here it is. This is your invitation. Just remember that no matter what, no matter how much you have or don't have, no matter how many symbols, how many pigs you have in your backyard, right? How many beads you have in your pocket, how many rupees or yen or whatever you got, doesn't matter, because your job is to allow the energy of the divine to flow through you. You are that conduit. It may show up like a tangible symbol. It might. And again, it might not. You may be the one that comes up with the perfect idea to have the Green Lady type place at Common Ground that helps us not have to close the doors like some of these other communities are doing. This creative idea that bursts itself within. See, that was never about money. Somebody didn't say, oh, let me give you the money. Said, let me give you a long-lasting creative idea that will carry you through. See, creative ideas, money can run out, right? Can't money just run around? Money, you can lose it. Stock market can crash, right? Misfortune, money can go away. Creative ideas, who I am, that's different. What I have, subject to, the conditions of the world. Who I am, not so much. This is where the prosperous heart is. Now, this is not a talk about the law of manifestation. This is not a talk about the law of attraction. That's another talk. That's another talk. See? This is not a talk about see it, believe it, receive it. That's not this talk. This talk is deeper than that, because this talk is an invitation for you to go so deeply within yourself that you realize that all sufficiency, I love Eric Butterworth's words, all sufficiency comes from within. And sometimes it shows up like money, and sometimes it shows up like creative ideas. So this is the invitation. We are all called to shift our consciousness, our perception, our ideas from it's all about what I have, or how much money I have, or how many stock accounts I have, or how much this tangible symbol I have, to it's all about who I am within that experience. Thank you for listening.